And there are times where I was like, this is awful. And I look back and I'm like, you know what? It wasn't my plan. And God has turned all of this chaos into something beautiful. And now I'm living this absolutely beautiful life with an extraordinary daughter and an extraordinary husband. I've been married for, been married for 3 years now.
That's crazy.
To take all of the grief and the trauma and the pain and everything that didn't go right and then turn it into something truly beautiful because I submitted to him.
Welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host, Ash Couchman, and I cannot wait to find some moments of joy with you today. I am so excited to be diving into the Word of God together today. Let's jump into the conversation. Happy Thursday, Luce.
Thank you so much. Happy Thursday to you.
Now, we've kind of both just come back from holidays.
Yep.
Did you go see your family?
I did. I have a mum and dad in Queensland, so I took my daughter up and we went to Queensland for about 8 days to see the parentals and had lovely days of 27 degrees and blue skies.
So nice. I don't know about you, but being back in Melbourne, and I think in my brain I expected to come back from my trip and the weather have
miraculously changed.
Got better?
Yeah, no.
Still freezing.
It's 14 degrees today.
It is so cold.
That's silly.
And I am ready for it to be summer.
Me too.
Right now. And daylight savings is this weekend.
I don't even talk to me
about
you a
daylight
that.
Savings gal?
Well, I'm a breakfast host.
Yep.
So think about it.
So you lose an hour.
Yes.
Of sleep.
So I normally have to wake up at 5 every morning. So when the clocks change, it will be 5, but my body will feel like it's 4. And that's when I know this is a positive and uplifting and joyful podcast, but that's when I hate my life choices. And I'm like, why am I a breakfast host? And I did say to my listeners this morning, I said, just so you know, next week when the clocks change, I'm going to be late to work.
I will be late.
I said, I'm sorry. I've done radio. I've done Breaky Radio for 17 years and I'm old and I'm tired. And I said, I'm going to be late. And Kel's like, you just like, in case you are going to be late. I said, no, I am going to be late.
I'm making a decision to be late.
And I was like, come at me, management. No.
Well,
it's, I do like daylight savings on the other end where you get an extra hour. It's just a shift.
Yeah. I think it's so fun. I don't know, I found that this winter I've really struggled to like catch up with people and do things, and I don't know if it's because it's just dark so early or I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm excited for extra sunlight, summer, feeling like I have the capacity
wanting
to do
to go
more.
out and about, wanting to go out to the markets, the Yarra Valley or the beach.
I just can't wait to go to the gym and it not be 1 degree, trying to wash ice off my car and
that's not nice.
Shivering.
Yeah. I know. It's coming. Surely. Do
you feel like, are you, because you were in Brisbane, how old were you when you moved to Melbourne?
I was in my early 20s.
Do you feel like you're a Melbourne weather girl now, or do you miss the Brisbane sunshine?
Yeah. Even when I was up there last week, I did call my husband and I said, why don't we live here? Like a cold day is 23 degrees.
Yeah.
And Dad's like, better get a jacket. And I'm like, this is crazy.
I feel like I remember because my husband's from Queensland, and until I married him, I'd never really been to Queensland. I'd gone on maybe one holiday to the Gold Coast, but I'd never really been. And so my experience of like the Aussie life has just been Melbourne.
Yeah, it's very different.
And then the moment that I started going to Brisbane and the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, 3 or 4 times a year, I was like, this is a different world. I get the Aussie life now.
It's a different world. It's a different group of people. It's a way of difference. They are more chilled out. I would love to retire to the Goldie. That's my dream with my husband. My best friends all live on the Gold Coast.
Really?
But I think maybe one day if we're really old and grey, I think the sunshine up on the Goldie and the beach would be my dream.
So good. There's something about being walking distance to the beach that's just
breathing in the sea air. And seeing the water does something for mental health.
Yeah.
They've done all these studies on it as well. And I often wondered what it is. And I wonder, this is my theory, my Fruity Loop theory. Human bodies are mostly water, right?
Yeah.
We are mostly water. That's what is in the human body. And I wonder, is being next to a body of water something which makes us feel
I feel home.
good?
I feel like I'm home.
Yeah, there you go.
You never know. You might be right.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
Never know.
Today's words to live by is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight.
I love this verse.
Good
Because
verse.
I'm a real control freak.
Me too.
I'm a bit of a control freak. I love to have all my ducks in a row.
Yes.
I love to make sure that I can't make mistakes. I like to make sure that I'm not going to, be in a pickle that I didn't see myself being in.
That's right.
And so I think this scripture is great for when we have to learn to let go, to release things to God, to be like, okay, well, that didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
How do I not get overwhelmed or stressed by this? And I think I learn a lot from learning how to submit things to God.
Yeah.
Over last weekend, I actually preached at church for the first time, which was terrifying.
Wow.
But I preached for the first time at church, big church, not youth church. Like, it was terrifying, but it was a really cool moment.
That's amazing. Well done.
And I preached on the book of James and was talking all about like wisdom and what it looks like to live in godly wisdom. And one of the thoughts that I kind of found in the book of James is that submission to God is like where the enemy loses his power. Because if we are submitted to trusting God, the enemy can't really get to us.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even if he's throwing mess, even if he's throwing distraction, even if he's throwing the hardest of situations, if we're submitted to go, God, I'm going to trust that you're going to work this out. We don't let that fear and that worry and that disappointment get to us.
Yeah.
And so I think learning to submit our plans and worries to God.
Yeah.
And look, I have not got this nailed by any means, but I think trying to, and at least learning and taking that step and trying is so important.
Yeah. I think I'm exactly like you. I'm a massive control freak. I like to know where I'm going. I like to know what I'm doing. And when my plans in life don't go to plan, Lucy's ultimate plan, because God laughs in the face of men who plan. But when those plans fall apart, historically, I'm a lot better now, but historically of my life, I fall apart. And now I can fall apart, but it's just a small fall apart. It's a little come apart.
A micro fall.
A little cheeky fall. But for example, there's so much that's gone wrong in my life, which is the funny part, right? Like I look back and I'm like, nothing's gone right.
You're like, this is not what I planned.
Like it's very, very rarely has it gone to what I thought it was going to be. But that's the beauty of it. And I think even recently, I know I spoke about this earlier, but I had a diagnosis with my jaw, and I am a radio host and I'm a singer, and my whole career is my jaw, and suddenly my jaw isn't working and I need to have surgery, and I've got degenerative arthritis, and I just had a moment of falling apart, going, this was not the plan. What are you doing, God? This isn't the plan. But I'm proud of myself because I fell apart, but it wasn't a long fall apart. And again, how long you fall apart, everyone is different. So there's no time, like, I'm not going to say it was a 2-hour fall apart. It probably in all essence was a good few days. But then I was like, all right, hang on, stop. All right, what do I know to be true? What does God say? Do you truly trust that God's got this? Because if you truly trust that God's got this, and I was like, if your friend was going through this, do you think God would have them? I'm like, yep.
It's so true. When it comes to us.
Yeah, if Ash from work was going through, what would you have? All the faith in the world. You'd be like, don't worry, God's got you. It's all good. But for me, I'm like, well, no, I don't know if God's got me. He's got everyone. Yeah. He's got the whole world in his hands. Bar Lucy Holmes. He's like, not her.
Everyone but you.
Yeah, I've got billions but Lucy. And then I had to go, no, come on, hang on, stop. This is not the plan, but that's okay. Because God, I know, and I've seen it. That's the thing. And I think that's the benefit of aging, Ash, is I've seen God work my stuffed up plans to a better plan. I've seen him take the mess of my life that I've looked at and gone, this is just chaotic mess, and I've seen him turn it into something beautiful. I've seen that so many times in my own life, and I'm now in a life, and I look back and there are times where I was like, this is awful. And I look back and I'm like, you know what? It wasn't my plan. And God has turned all of this chaos into something beautiful. And now I'm living this absolutely beautiful life with an extraordinary daughter and an extraordinary husband. I've been married for, been married for 3 years now.
That's crazy.
To take all of the grief and the trauma and the pain and everything that didn't go right and then turn it into something truly beautiful because I submitted to him. now having gone through that, when things like the jaw diagnosis happens, I can have a moment going, this hurts, because that's not natural and normal to go, ouch.
Yeah.
And it's natural and it's okay to say, hey, God, where are you in this? Because God's big enough to, he wants your questions.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants me to be this blind robot automaton. He wants me to come to him and go, let's dialogue about this. What's going on? He is big enough to wrestle with. We know that. We see that in the Bible. And so to go to him going, what's going on? And then to feel a peace at the end and lay it down and go, okay, it wasn't my plan, but this is in your plan, and I trust that it's going to be okay somehow. The peace in that, especially when you live with a chronic pain condition, because I'm in pain now 24/7.
Wow.
And that is another whole level of thing. But
like
now
trust.
Yeah. So every day I'm like, it's painful, but I'm going to trust that it's going to somehow be okay. And that is a much easier way to live, I think, than living in a place going, I'm going to hold on to this control. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to question God. Like I'd much rather just be like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's even looking back at yesterday's verse of, you know, what are we focusing on?
Yeah,
what are we keeping our eyes fixed on? And I think it's incredible, because not only has your life been changed, Luce, and you're looking at this life that you're living in, but I also think God uses our story to impact other people's lives. Whether it's, you know, not everyone's going to be a radio announcer getting to, you know, impact hundreds of thousands of lives, but all of us will impact people in our circle, in our family, in our sphere. And you know, not that you would have ever wanted to endure the things that you went through, Luce, but the number of people who have been impacted and inspired and like helped through their situations. I'm like, man, God has a plan in it all, and we don't see it in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I think, man, thank goodness God doesn't give us what we ask for.
Oh, we'd be spoiled brats. If I gave my daughter everything she asked for, she wouldn't go to school.
Yep.
She'd eat Macca's 24/7. Her hair would be probably bright red. She's 11. Like, she'd probably have tattoos. No. But if I gave my daughter everything she asked for, she'd be unbearable.
Yeah.
And if I was given everything I thought I deserved and wanted, I'd be unbearable. We'd all be unbearable.
And we probably wouldn't be as happy as we think
wouldn't,
we
because
would
we'd still
be.
want more. What's the next thing?
Yeah.
And then we'd be ungrateful, and it's just like, that's why he knows. That's why his plan is so great.
Yeah.
And
I think even if you're wrestling with that, maybe you're going through the middle of a hard time.
Totally.
Or maybe you're in that wrestle of like, God, how on earth could this be your plan for my life?
Yeah.
I can guarantee you every single person listening to this podcast is either there or has been there.
Totally.
And maybe you'll be there again one day where you're like, God, what on earth are you doing? What is happening? Where are you in this? But I think if we can learn to trust that his plans are better, his ways are better, it's not easy by any stretch.
It's the hardest thing.
It's so hard.
It's the hardest. And the worst, when you get a terrible diagnosis or you lose a loved one, it is the hardest thing.
Completely.
But it's still worth trying.
It's still worth the trying. It's still worth the taking those thoughts captive. It's still worth going, God, this is the worst season of my life.
Yeah.
But how can I trust you?
And even just trying, God sees that and he honors that.
Yeah.
He doesn't call you to be perfect at it. He just calls you to give it a crack. And that's why I love God, because he just has his grace for flawed, broken people, which we all are, is just extraordinary. And I love that even when you're trying, he's like, I got you. I see you're trying your best.
Yeah.
You don't have to have this all. I've got you by the hand. I'm with you. Just keep trying. Just keep giving it a crack. I say that to my daughter. She struggles with maths and she's never going to be a mathematician. I don't expect her to win the Nobel Peace Prize for maths. But I do just want her to give it a crack. And I say to her, I just need you to try. And even if you still fail, it's okay, because you're just trying, and that's all. It's all just about your little attitude. And as long as she tries, I will be happy. Even if she fails maths for the next however many years she's in school, as long as she tries. And then that's just my grace, and I'm a flawed human, and I have this grace for my daughter. But the grace of God towards us is 10 billion trillion times that.
You're so right. And I think there's, you know, like King David in the Bible, he gets called a man after God's own heart. And I remember talking to Kate about this once, and She said, I wonder if the reason why he was a man after God's own heart was because he learnt how to lament and then love God. And I think that's really what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's not being inauthentic. It's not taking things to God. It's actually the wrestle of going, God, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm broken. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
But I'm going to choose to trust you,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's the trying that you're talking about.
I agree, because I think I've been a Christian since I was like 8.
Yeah.
And a lot of my early Christian walk and at whatever churches I was back in those days, you weren't allowed to question anything, nor question the church, nor question God. And I had this very different sort of like autonomous relationship with God. And it wasn't until I got older and my paths were zigzagging everywhere and I was able to question and lament and wrestle that this beautiful depth of a relationship actually started happening. And then I realized God was big enough to carry all that. And then I went on that journey of being able to lay it all down, actually lay it all down, because we had that relationship, as opposed to me just going, yes sir, no sir. It was the wrestle, the questioning, and then the laying down. The lament is where I found the depth of my relationship in God. And I will continue to wrestle with things. And I do. But I know God's big enough. And I know he's made this brain, this little Lucy brain that questions things. And I was like, why? He's like, I made her like this. So I'm willing for her to have these questions.
It's
and
so true.
And I don't get answers. And I'm at the point where I'm like, and that's okay too.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, God, I'll let you be God. Like,
yes, I'm like,
you can
that's
be
it.
God.
I don't get it, but it's okay, because I get you and you've got it.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the podcast. I hope that it encouraged you, that it's helped you through, and that it helps to challenge you through the season of life that you're facing, uplift you if you're feeling down, and most of all, I pray that you're able to draw closer and closer to God. I'm so excited to keep diving into the Word of God with you. I pray you're able to find moments of joy.